All right. This is my instructional materials video. Okay, so we're going to start off kind of with the context of the unit that we will be doing and the background of the students in my class. So this will be an ESL class, strictly for ESL, an English language program within a high school. The class will consist of 11th and 12th graders, mostly veterans of the English language program within our school. So these will be students that can speak at least an advanced low level in English. They will write proficiently in English. We're making the step from level 3 in WIDA can do statements to level 4. So we're going to be focusing on reading and writing in this unit, and just kind of to go over some of the different points that some of the different skills. We want this to be transformative. Some of the skills that they are going to acquire in this unit. One will be reading. They will be able to infer meaning from the text, from allegories in English. They will be able to match cause to effect, compare and contrast authors' points of view, characters, informations, events. Writing-wise, they will be able to revise work based on feedback. They'll be able to justify, defend their ideas, and we're going to get into that when we talk about the Vygotskian project, the ZPD project we're going to be doing throughout the unit. And they'll be able to compose different texts for a variety of purposes. So the book that I've chosen is Ernest Hemingway's The Old Man and the Sea. It's one of my all-time favorites. It tells the allegory of a Cuban man who is an old fisherman, and he catches a fish, and then throughout the story, sharks eat the fish, and he has to work really hard, and he ends up losing the fish and making it to land without anything, but he's won a victory. Anyways, it's a great allegorical book, and some of the reasons why I chose this text are because it's culturally relevant. Most of these students will most likely be Hispanics from Latin America, Mexico, South America, Cuba as well. A small minority of them may be Chinese or Portuguese, but the majority will be Hispanic students. So this will be a culturally relevant book. It's written in Cuba by Ernest Hemingway, who spoke Spanish fluently. It details pre-revolution Cuba, and it'll be an additive text for these students. This Latin culture is very prevalent in this book, especially the Caribbean Latin culture. As well, it's classic American literature. Their peers may be reading this book in their regular English language arts classes at a senior level. It's abstract, it's allegorical fiction. These newfound cognitive abilities that they have, they will be utilizing them. But it is also written clearly. It's very clear prose. Hemingway doesn't mince words. He's not trying to write flowery language, so it'll be much more straightforward. And with the help of the instructor, they'll be able to understand the vast majority of what's going on for their reading level. So the task that we'll be doing throughout the unit, it'll be a unit-long project in which, and this is going to be a Vygotskian socio-cultural theory ZPD project. And just to kind of go through some of the points of the project and how that illustrates the concept of ZPD and how we're going to take that action in the classroom. So the students will form reading groups of 4 to 5, and they will be reading the text together in class. We know that in a lot of ESL classrooms, outside of the classroom, there may be difficult circumstances. Reading it in the classroom in smaller groups and discussing it will help students build off of each other. Now, as the instructor, I will provide, I won't lead their discussions, but I will provide tools, mediational tools, that include historical information, geographical information to help them make sense of the text, maritime, mariner information to help them understand. Again, this is a story of a man on a fishing boat, so there might be some words that might be a little bit foreign to all of us. So I will have those things at their disposal. So I will give them the tools that they need to be able to make meaning out of what they are reading. So they'll be discussing, in groups, they'll be discussing the allegorical elements. We're not going to speak about, what the allegory means. They're going to be discussing it in class. Social collaboration will be a big part of what they do. Again, the expert presence is there, but I'm not leading them in a direction. I am giving them tools that will help guide them in the direction that they want to go. So the final group project that they will be submitting and presenting, they have the option to do any sort of presentation that they want. It's going to be an allegorical sketch. So throughout the semester, they're going to be working on different interpretations that they may have of the allegory. So it's agentive. They'll be able to choose what they want to do. It just has to be approved by me, make sure that it's a grade level project. That'll provide the volition, the motivation, the will to be able to do it. Combine agency, volition, and we're going to have a ZPD experience. And again, these small groups will give us plenty of opportunities for me as a teacher to observe and see those moments of microgenesis, right? See them developing and transforming with the knowledge that they've received. So reflection that I have, this is a wonderful book. It's awesome. It's an American classic, and it's short. It's 100 pages. They're going to be able to read it. It's clear. It's simple. It has a lot of wonderfully. It's written in a way that Hispanics, especially, they'll be able to connect that with what they live at home. It's just in English. So a lot of those language structures are there. There are Spanish words throughout the text that will help them feel at home. So I think it's a great choice. Now, again, there are possible limitations here. Not all of the students are probably going to be Hispanic. It'll probably be a majority, but I'm sure there will be Chinese, Asian, Chinese, Japanese. There may be some other Romance language minorities, and I understand that this may not connect as well with their cultural background. It might not be as additive. Not everybody can win, I guess. I also understand that allegories can be tough. They're used to working in concrete language, and it might be difficult to capture all of those elements. I do have confidence, though, that with the proper mediational tools provided to them, they will be able to transform the way that they see literature through this book. I also know that students are able to choose the path of least resistance with the mode of presentation that they choose. And it might be that I have to narrow down what kind of modality that they can present in. We would just have to see how it goes with the first group, how much agency they're willing to take for themselves, because this might be a new kind of project for them. So that's it. That's my Vygotskian instructional material Old Man and the Sea project.